Speaker, I'd like to thank the Chancellor for his statement, and I don't think any of us envy him for the very considerable weight of responsibility that rests on his shoulders. And we are going to have to work together in the common interest. There will be a time to decide who made mistakes, but the issue now is how we move forward. Now, the Chancellor has said that he will do whatever he has to do in a financial crisis, and he's right, and I hope he will. But there are some issues that need clarifying, and in the wake of the apparent German decision to have given a complete guarantee of all deposits in the German banking system, it seems to us that the British government will indeed have no alternative but to give a comparable assurance to people in the British retail high street banks. Now, we all know that our bank deposits are safe. I mean, my own modest savings, some of it's in the Bank of Scotland and some of it's in the Royal Bank of Scotland, so I'm more than usually dependent both on the Chancellor and the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister of Scotland not to let me down. But there are anxieties. People have anxieties about specific questions such as merged banks, large deposits during house sale transactions, small independent businesses, and there needs to be more clarity about these guarantees than the Financial Services Authority is currently given. Secondly, he said in his statement that he's pursuing a case-by-case approach, and he's right, and we had no quarrel with what he did in relation to Bradford and Bingley and HBOS Lloyds. It seemed to be the right approach. But we're now in a different situation where banks have been picked off one by one. I set out proposals yesterday, and the Conservative leader said something rather similar this morning about the need for about recapitalising the banks with a form of partial nationalisation. And I hope that Chancellor will confirm that these specific ideas are under active discussion. And finally, I'd like to say a little bit about interest rates. Of course, the issue is about the availability of credit, but it's also about official interest rates and the implications for mortgage borrowers and small businesses. I have been a very strong advocate of the independence of the Bank of England. I made my maiden speech about it in here 10 years ago. But does the Chancellor not think that it is appropriate in emergency conditions to make it absolutely clear that the mandate of the Bank of England must include responsibility for averting a meltdown in the financial and economic system? And those members of the Monetary Policy Committee who are currently going around saying that the problems go no further than the financial system need a line of communication back to planet Earth. And we do need to be thinking about radical cuts of interest rates. Now, I know that the Chancellor has said that my comments on this subject are dangerous, and I recognise the dangers, that these are very dangerous times, and decisive decisions are going to have to be taken over the next few days and weeks to safeguard millions of jobs and homes, and I hope that the Chancellor will give us the leadership we need on those issues.